I've been wanting to talk about the topic of about men for women a long time. It's just something that I think is important to put out there in the community. And it certainly is about men for women, but it's also in a way about women for men. But let's focus on about men for women. As you know, ladies, and before I forget, this is not only about men for women, but about our partners. So it doesn't have to be gender specific. Most of us know that men come from a very complex background of conditioning, of expectations, of society norms, of non-communication. Men have not been socialized like women to communicate. They communicate in other ways, but men have a difficult time with communicating, especially when it comes to communicating about thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So right there are challenges possibly present. One of the main things I want to share is that we only attract to the level that our consciousness is at. So this is a dance between the man and the woman to grow together in love and consciousness and respect and so forth. Typically what happens, it's not like a woman is of high consciousness and who attracts a certain low consciousness man. That might be the case in some respects, but they join at that place of energy. Their energies match in that place where the unconsciousness needs to come out and learn and grow. So it's very possible that the woman, and sometimes the man, has a higher consciousness than the woman, but oftentimes it's the woman that has the higher consciousness in some areas, especially when it comes to communicating from heart and emotions and thinking. But I think there's a bit of a almost a misrepresentation of what's going on, because it's often thought, because women are in their heart and feelings more and they express, that is true. But the expression may be on a level of unconsciousness as well. So just because somebody expresses, whether it's a man or a woman, from their heart and feelings, that doesn't mean it's conscious expression. But the most important point, or one of many ways, is that they are expressing. So women express more. So let's get back to men. It's an opportunity for both to become conscious, because I believe that every partnership is a potential soul connection. You know, I think there's information out there that says, we're all looking for our soulmate. But what if everyone is our soulmate? What if the person that you're having the most difficult with is your soulmate, and that you're missing the point? That you're so wrapped up in ego and the pain and frustration and blaming that you're missing the point of the relationship, that frustration is meant to be learned from and grow from. I certainly didn't get that many times in my life, as I've had relationships come and go, and divorce, and blaming my partner for this and that. So it's been a long process. So I'm now able to talk from the point or place of higher consciousness, being able to look back. And of course now This is how I communicate with my partner, respect my partner, love my partner, and I'm present for my partner. So when turmoil arises, as it often does in relationships, and as you ladies know, men are often locked down. They get locked into that conditioned place of anger and blaming and frustration and stonewalling and all that. That happens a lot. In those moments, those sweet moments, there's an opportunity for both to grow, an opportunity for the woman to be present and talk to the man and not blame the man for the thoughts and feelings that are arising within them, because that happens a lot. And then, of course, it's just a volatile thing. You know, gas is being put on the fire and it just gets ignited and consciousness is gone. But if the woman is able to sit with the man, talk about her feelings, talk about his feelings in a non-judgmental way, that's a really, really sweet place to be. And a sweet place to grow from, being non-judgmental. Also, what I believe is going on, it's an opportunity for both to accept full ownership of their life, to accept full ownership of their thoughts and feelings, and that they don't blame the other. That's a real toughie. It's an opportunity for each partner to speak their mind, speak their truth, and to nurture and foster growth. And if that isn't happening, or if the partner doesn't want to do that and keeps on stonewalling and keeps on avoiding, then a decision has to be made, whether that relationship will or should continue or not. I've been in this place before where I've tried to broach certain subject and my partner didn't want to go there, didn't want to talk about certain things. And eventually those things become the sticking point. They get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they become more challenging. So I think the relationship between the man and the woman is such a sweet spot, enabling both to learn and grow from each other. And if one or the other doesn't want to grow or doesn't hold up to the contract or original agreement of wanting to learn and love together and grow and expand, then a decision has to be made whether to part ways. And it's happened to me a number of times where it's almost like there's a place that's reached, there's an impasse, and that's an opportunity to just acknowledge what's going on and just part ways with respect and honor and wishing the other well. Easier to say, isn't it? Because oftentimes when people part, it's very volatile. And it's almost as if they're not willing to grow anymore. So for you women who are listening, indeed, a man does not communicate like you do, doesn't have the faculties almost to talk about thoughts and feelings, but it's an opportunity for you to help the man learn and understand his thoughts and feelings. And that's, of course, if you understand your thoughts and feelings, because it's sometimes it's about the woman being more conscious and being a teacher, but sometimes the woman is also in ego and trying to change the man to become more like them or to think in ways that they think. That definitely happens as well. So it's an opportunity for women to become more authentic and right from the beginning. And it's really important because, as we know, we brush things under the carpet And certain issues, certain patterns grow and grow and grow and grow. It's often happens, for example, men who abuse women, where at the very beginning of the relationship, that doesn't happen. So little signs start to come up along the way where a woman can point things out and not accept certain behavior, even if it's little comments, side comments of not the man not being respectful and so on and so forth. So it's important for both, not only women, but both, to nip things in the butt very quickly or as early in the relationship as possible. Once they start to build energy, certain patterns start to build energy and focus, it becomes harder and harder to nip in the bud, because we've already let things go so much that one partner might be thinking, well, why change now? Why are you bringing this up now? So a relationship is an opportunity for great authenticity to happen and for both parties to grow. And that's really important. And on a final note, I want to say, on some level, men are begging you to be more authentic. They're really begging you. Not outwardly, they're not saying that in words, but inside their spirit, their heart, their soul wants you to be authentic. Even though they don't like it, even though they may yell or buck back at you, that's just the personality. But the soul wants you to be authentic, just like a woman's soul wants a man to be authentic, because authenticity nurtures growth. So a man's issues don't want to be exposed. A man doesn't like it. Oftentimes a woman doesn't like it. But in that non-liking it, it's an opportunity for each person to look at their reaction and grow from that and ask, what am I here to learn from this reaction? Why am I reacting to what the woman is saying or what the man is saying? That's the juicy point right there, is why the reaction. And when I talk about accepting 100% ownership, this is about both the woman and the man accepting that their feelings, their thoughts are their own. They generate from them. So it's not that somebody says something, the other reacts, therefore the person who said something is to blame. That's logic. That's logical. For example, if you say something to me and I get bothered, it's logical to think you said something, I got bothered, therefore it's your fault. But it's actually not the case. It's kind of counterintuitive, where when I get triggered, there's no one's fault. I created it. It's a matter of going within and determining the reasons why and to change that. So obviously this is a huge topic, huge topic, but it's so fascinating to me. And I've learned so much along the way. So to you women, there's a call to being perhaps a little more patient with us guys at times, but certainly not putting up with stuff that doesn't feel good. And when it doesn't feel good, to express without fear, or to express despite fear, and to question why you're fearing full communication with your guy. So I'm happy to listen to your comments. If you're interested in my channel, please subscribe. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Bye for now.